What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So, Speaker Johnson, I believe this was before he became Speaker, but nonetheless, we're going to take a look and a listen to what he has to say about Social Security and Medicare. And if you don't think that you have lawmakers out there right now that want to cut Social Security and Medicare, you're mistaken. Okay, and I'm going to show you this clip, and this will prove to you that you have lawmakers. You have the Speaker of the House saying these things. The Speaker of the House controls the House. They're the ones that bring the bills to the floor. And so they have a lot of leeway, and they have the majority vote. And so if they want to pass legislation, they can pass legislation. So let me show you guys this clip. But first off, you guys can do me two favors. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to show you this clip. And this was Midas Touch that put this out. And I don't know the platform. It looks like it says aei.org. Okay, let's go ahead and play the clip. Here we go.
It's an important point, isn't it? And again, once again, this is going to set those of you who, and RSC, potentially on a collision course with others who call themselves conservatives, but who have a more populist bent, and who are more comfortable with the government doing things that you think are inconsistent with conservative principles. This leads me to my next question. I think that principle number 2 of your 7 was limited government, right?
Right.
Was that 2 or 3? I can't remember.
Number 2, right after individual freedom.
Individual freedom and limited government. And I think you and I would agree that individual freedom and limited government are, opposite sides of the same coin. Right. It's difficult as somebody dedicated to principles of limited government to see the ballooning out of the deficit and a complete abandonment of entitlement reform. Your thoughts? We'll start with Mike.
Okay, even before he gets started, I just have to, because this stuff gets lost, okay? He was talking about the ballooning of the deficit, okay? And he's talking about spending, out of control spending, and so he's talking about two different things here. But listen to the speaker. Listen to how he tries to tie in Social Security and Medicare to this. And at the end of this, and I'll explain to you how things work, because the speaker he's not telling you this.
Mike, and we'll go to Mark.
We have to get back to it as a number one priority. The CBO says that entitlement spending, which they define as Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, interest on the debt, right? Those 4 obligations, we eclipse GDP in, a dozen years or something. I mean, this can no longer be kicked down the road. You can't wait 8 years to address this. It has to happen yesterday. So we have to have our hand at the wheel and do this. We are completely derelict in our duty. We're rearranging furniture on the Titanic if we don't get this problem under control.
Okay, so there you heard him talk about entitlements, okay, and I don't like when they use the word entitlement. I mean, this is earned benefits. These are benefits that you paid into your whole life, you contributed when you were working, and now you're receiving the benefits of all the hard work that you did. Now, he's talking about, and the speaker is talking about the fact that we're spending, all of this money on Social Security and Medicare and interest on our debt, okay? When it comes to Social Security and Medicare, guess what? That payroll contribution, that is what's paying for Social Security and Medicare, okay? Medicare has their own, their own contribution, and then you have Social Security, okay? So be Social Security as well as SSDI. You contribute all of that money, plus the trust funds. We have 2 trust funds that already have like $2.7 trillion in those trust funds. That's where that's paying out the benefits that people are currently receiving. So the issue that we have right now is not with these programs. The issue is with the general fund. The issue is with Congress spending the general fund. And the general fund is coming from the taxes that you pay. Okay, so you pay taxes every year. That money goes to the general fund. They take that money and they pay, they pay for all of the bills that they pass and all of that stuff, okay? That's where that's coming from. What is adding to our debt is the general fund. That's what's adding to the debt. It's these politicians getting out there saying, oh, you know what? We need $800 billion for our national defense every year. Then every year it continues to increase. We need money for this. We need money for that. We need to send money over to this country or to that country. That's where we fall into the situation where we are going into debt or we continue to go into debt. That's why we're looking at a $33 trillion debt right now. It's not coming from Social Security. It's not coming from Medicare. Those programs, the money is walled off. That money is coming from the contributions and only the contributions that you pay when you're working. 6.2% for you. Your employer matches at 6.2%. That's separate. And you have the Speaker of the House, and he wasn't the Speaker at the time. I don't think he was the Speaker at that time, but you have the Speaker of the House talking like it's all the same, like all the money is in one pot. We need to address this problem that we're looking at right now of Social Security and Medicare. You don't think he wants to cut Social Security and Medicare? You don't think he wants to bring that money, like I was talking about, the contribution, the way that they have it walled off now where Congress doesn't have access to it? You don't think he wants to bring that into the general fund so they can make deeper cuts into Social Security? Because if it's in the general fund, if it's all in one pot, they can say, okay, well, we're going to cut a little bit from Social Security because we need to, buy more missiles or whatever they need to do with the money. And so it's very, very important that you listen to these lawmakers and understand that a lot of them, they're just selling you dreams here. They're telling you stuff that's not true. It is absolutely not true that our debt is ballooning because of Social Security and Medicare. Okay, and a lot of lawmakers, they're smart. They're not going to say those exact words, but they're going to put them in the same sentence. And that way you'll think, well, if we're spending all this money on Social Security and Medicare and we're $33 trillion in debt, well, maybe we need to do something about Social Security and Medicare. So they'll do it like that, but they're not going to say this is where the money is coming from. So I want to know what you guys think about this. Every time I listen to these different lawmakers talk about this stuff, it really, really frustrates me because they are just either they don't know or they are purposely misleading the American people. And they're there to represent the American people. Their job is to represent the American people, and they're misleading them. They're not giving them the correct information. If you gave the American people the correct information, you told them, look, this is how it works. The reason why we're in debt right now is because we spend too much money. Us, lawmakers, we spend too much money. That's why we're in debt. We're spending the general fund. We're not spending the money that the contributions that are coming in for Social Security and Medicare. We're not spending those because we don't have access to that. If they were to tell the American people that, then they would be representing the American people. But they're not doing that. They're misleading you to try to get their, policies through. That's what they're doing. And it's for their personal gain. Some of them it's for their personal gain. Some of them it's for corporations or whoever is supporting their campaigns. But it's not for the American people. And I think that's why the American people have a huge distrust of politicians and of Congress in general. Because they're not there to help. They're only there to help themselves. Just think of how many politicians have come in and how much money they have when they come in. And then when you look at them 10, 15, 20 years later, how much money do they have at that point? And what type of jobs are they getting after that? What corporations are hiring them and putting them on their payroll for a variety of different reasons? We've really gone away from representing the American people, and it's sad. It really is. And the only way that we can really change it is by having the knowledge, knowing what these lawmakers are all about, and voting some of them out of office. That's the only way that we're going to move forward. That's the only way we're going to get people to represent us, because we've lost it. We've lost it. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.